As a student myself that uses the iPad, I personally have found many tips and tricks that I utilize to sort of speed up my workflow. So in this video, I want to share with you guys 5 tips and tricks within the iPad to really help you speed up your time using it, as well as sort of some features that you may not have ever heard or used before. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so now that we're on the iPad, I want to show you guys some tips and tricks. So the first one is actually regarding multitasking. So let's say for me, my usual workflow is to have multiple apps open. So I usually have something like OneNote where I have my notes, right? So this is electrons and atoms. So from here, I probably want to reference something, the periodic table, right? So how do I do that? So all you have to actually do is slowly bring this up. So don't go all the way up, or else I'll bring up the multitasking. Just go a little up and I'll bring up this bar. From there, just go ahead and drag Chrome, and there's 2 ways. So the first way is to make it sort of side by side, and even once you do make it side by side, there's a way to make one of them take up the majority of the space, right? So here I can go ahead and cancel, and now it's just right here. This is a periodic table, right? So from here I can easily reference a periodic table. Right now, however, let's say I want to have another app open as well. Let's say something like the calculator. So that's also fairly simple. So first I'll just drag on the calculator, and the other way, instead of making it also go 50-50, is to actually have it something like this. So this is like a floating multitasking. And the thing that's really cool about this one is now I can also bring out the Chrome and also place it here. And now if you notice, we can kind of cycle through them almost in a sense, right? And if you see, this is kind of like its own home page, and it's kind of floating in here. And let's say I want to get rid of it. Well, I can get rid of it, or I can also, or the other thing I can also do is actually, let's say I brought it up like this, I can also just drag it and convert it into the 50-50 view, right? So it's actually really nice in terms of being able to go from one view to another and kind of switch on the app simultaneously, right? So that's the first tip. So the next tip I want to show with you guys is how to actually have widget right onto your home page, right? So you've probably seen those ads with the the widgets coming on the left side, and how you do that is you simply drag over from the left and these come up, and if I drag back, they go away, right? So I usually like to have this open like this, and to keep this on here, all you have to do is go to the bottom of this, click edit, and keep on home screen, and then it'll kind of keep it there, right, permanently, and kind of won't go away from it. And from here you can also select sort of what apps you want and things like that, right? So that is also a really cool tip in terms of just having that always there and to use. Another one of the great features that has come about as a result of iPadOS is the ability to convert to dark mode. So that's personally the mode I really like using it at. And how you do that is you bring up the notification panel from the top right, you hold on the brightness sort of thing, and then you have the dark mode option right there. So as you guys can see, I have it on. So if I go to something like settings, it'll be in a dark mode, right? So that's really nice of an option. And the next thing I wanted to showcase is kind of how to quickly go through the settings or the tasks within the app. And what I mean by that is if you hold it down, it brings up this kind of contextual menu based on the app. So for a Chrome, I have things like voice search, incognito search, news search, share app, etc., edit home screen, and then also some of the files that I've used from there. Same thing for the files app. So if I hold it, it shows me some of the most latest files. For Gmail, it'll show me some of the other options like composing email for my various accounts and things like that. But yeah, so guys, that has been some of the best tips and tricks for iPad. So those are 5 tips that I think will help pretty much anyone. If you guys weren't aware of these tips and tricks, these can greatly, upgrade your workflow and make things a lot more seamless on iPad, particularly the ones dealing with, the 2 types of multitasking. So with that being said, thank you for watching. That's been it for this video. Peace.